Do you love Dungeons and Dragons? Board games? Dungeons and Dragons board games? Minis? Well, this guy does. I bought Onslaught, and it's a fun game, but I realized something. You could take all of that stuff that you get from it and add it to your Dungeons and Dragons campaign. So you get a board game, but you also enhance your own D&D campaign. Insane. 21 fully painted high-quality minis, including a black dragon, a troll, an Etten, 2 gnolls, 4 kobolds, and 12 heroes. And they look amazing. Yeah, I'm excited. Are you excited? Keep watching. Let's go. Editing Restov here. Just wanted to jump in and say that I spent quite a few hours looking for painted minis online. There just really aren't any that aren't done through like Etsy and over $100. So I'm going to put the prices on the screen of what I found for the unpainted minis as close to as what I can. There is a different range because you can get like lower quality ones and some of them are higher quality like Frameworks ones, for example. So prices may slightly vary depending on your country, but this is just what came up when I searched. So take it away, Restov. Let's start with the big boy, the Black Dragon. If you're anything like me, you can't paint. And if you can paint, then you're probably not like me. This is our Black Dragon. Look at him in all his magnificence and glory. Oops, his wing's not coming off. That was my bad. Look at him. Very beautiful, very black, very dragony. He's huge. He sits on the board really nicely. His wings do detach for easy storage. That is his tail. This is his face. You can kind of see just how much detail they actually put into the painting. If you're an avid painter yourself, you might be thinking, well, I could do that. And guess what? You probably could. But I can't. That's why I pay for this. Okay? Moving on. Please welcome to the stage, Troll Boy. Yes, Troll Boy. Look at him. He's green. He's a troll. He has feet and hands and a nose. And he's green. Yep, you've seen a troll before. And this is a painted one. It looks pretty cool. Yep. Stands quite nicely. That was the troll. Next up we've got the Etten. He looks quite cool. 2 heads, 2 weapons, 2 legs, 2 arms. You can see that there's a lot more detail on his face. Or faces. Definitely one of the more like detailed minis for sure. I really like him. I think he's quite cool. Yeah. So this is just one of your boss monsters that you'll be fighting in the game, or that you could put into your actual D&D game. Next up we have the Gnoll brothers. We have 1 regular Gnoll and 1 armored Gnoll. In the game, the stat blocks have 2 sides. So on one side you've got the regular Gnoll, and the other you've got the armored Gnoll. You use both minis for both. I love the armored Gnoll. I think he looks really cool. I just love the quality of these minis too. Like, they're not like a lot of the minis that you get. This doesn't really bend, you know. Like, I've bought minis before that have had weapons and they'll come like completely bent or, you know, not painted properly, things like that. These are really sturdy, really durable. They sit on the table really nicely. That was your nose. I hope you liked it. Last but certainly not least for the bad guys, we've got our little kobolds. They are quite small. This one has a bow. I'm just going to quickly rapid fire through these ones. But they are quite detailed. You've got a little spear dude, along with your bow guy. You've got double daggers, if that is your poison. All quite detailed. These are quite tiny, but even again, like I said with the gnolls, they're actually not that. Like, this one's got, I guess that's a little mini spear and a shield. They're not bendy. Like, they're not bendy at all. And I love that. So these are the baddies that you'll be facing. I think it's quite cool. Definitely enough for an adventure. Definitely enough for the board game. And now we move on to the heroes. Oh, yeah. Alright, first up for the heroes, we've got the Harpers, starting off with probably my fiance's personal favorite, the Tortle Fighter. Really cool, 2 swords. The detail, again, really good. Nice greens, nice little bit of browns in there. 2 swords, cool looking male tabaxi. Name's actually Lightning Dancer, which is cool. So, moving on, we have a little human female bard for you. Yep. She has a little instrument on the back. Looking quite nice, quite nice, quite nice. We have a Goliath Barbarian, which I think is quite cool. I don't remember all of her names, or all of these the characters' names, because I don't actually play Harpers. I typically play the Zhentarim, which we'll get to next. Yeah. So that's the Barbarian. We have a Firbolg Druid, which I think is quite cool. The reason that I made this video, well, one of the reasons is because a lot of these minis, especially over in New Zealand, like, it's really difficult to find the unique races, especially painted. So in the shops, like, yeah, you'll find fighters, you'll find druids and things like that, but a Firbolg Druid, you ain't gonna find that in our shops. You know, Goliath Barbarian, probably not. You've got a nice little gnome wizard there. Pretty sure she's a gnome. Looks quite cool. Cool little cape. And then we have actually a goblin, which I think is interesting. Little goblin. Goblin ranger. Nice little bow. Cool little armor. Very nice. And that is the Harpers. Next up, we've got the Zhentarim, which is the race that I usually play. Starting off, we have a nice little tiefling monk for you there. Yep, comes with a little, a staff on its back. Very cool, very detailed. Quite nice. My personal favorite, we have a Dragonborn Sorcerer. Now, I can't tell you how many games this guy has won for me because he is just super strong. Lots of AoEs. Looks really cool. We have a little drow cleric. Yep. Quite strong. Clerics are really strong in the game. You kind of need one. You definitely need one. We have another drow rogue. So the Zhentarim do have double ups. We have like we've got a very cool warlock, which I also enjoy. Nice little tiefling warlock there. It's got the sword. Cool as detail on the clothing and armor there. Just a cool mini overall. And then finally, we have another tiefling. A paladin this time. Very cool detail on pretty much everything. I just love the detail of these minis. I said, yeah, there's probably a counter going how many times I say the word detail, but there's a lot of detail. Hope you like it. Cool. So these are the Harpers and the Zhentarim that come in the core set. Very cool. Very cool. You can tell I'm passionate. So overall, these are all of the minis. Now, I do have some expansions which I'm going to show you because those minis, they step it up a little bit. Now, I'm not going to lie, the quality of the expansion seems to be slightly better than the quality of the core set, but hey, that's fine. Let's jump in. Alright, so to kick it off for the expansions, I'm going to start with the Harpers first, and honestly, one of my personal favorite minis, an Aarakocra Monk. This thing looks amazing! Just look, like the detail on the wings, just the pose, everything. He's a drunken master sort of thing, so he's got his little gourd there. Just really, really cool. I absolutely love that mini. It's just awesome. Next up, we have, I'm actually not sure, this guy's purple. This guy's purple, but he is a cleric, I think. I think he's a cleric. He looked like a cleric. But he is very cool. I haven't had too much experience with the expansions, to be honest, because I haven't played as many games with them. But, and again, I don't really play the Harpers, but yeah, he looks awesome. And then you've got This guy's character, or this character's name is Nirith, and he's like a little merfolk, or a grung, I think. Is it a grung, or is it just a merfolk? Either way, he a little fish dude with a spear. He is hilarious. Just the cool little details. But that's what I mean, like, it's not normal stuff. It's not like you could go out to your local and just get whatever you feel like. It's just, these are very niche, specific ones, right? I think this is a halfling. Looks like a little bit of a halfling, but I could be wrong. Another little wizard or sorcerer there. And like I said, they turn up the heat a little bit. No pun intended, because there's like little plastic fire. But, you know, they add the little extra bits there, and they are super cool. She's got nice little long pigtails there. That was the Harpers. Now, like last time, we're coming back with the Zhentarim again. This guy is a hobgoblin cleric. Very cool. Nice big as like flail there. And a huge shield. Just the detail, he looks awesome. I love this guy. He's also won me a couple of games before. This guy, oh, we get our own Goliath this time, and he's a fighter, or is he a barbarian? Oh, see, this one was a little bit bent when it came. I said that the quality of the last ones was, or that these are better quality, but actually this is a little bit more bendy. So you just want to be careful with some of these. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy is also a fighter or a barbarian, one of the two. He looks really cool. He's a Goliath. We like that. Then we've got our little female dwarf. This is the barbarian. The other guy was a fighter. Sorry, I do remember from playing now. So she's got her big ass axe. I think she's got a bit of an eye patch in there as well. You know, again, not really something you could find in your shop. At least not here. And then we have a bard. A very weird bard, but a bard. I'm actually not sure what race this is. But it's quite cool and quite eerie. Very cool detail there. That's the Zhentarim expansion. Now actually there's one more expansion I'm going to look at before I look at the other actual like full faction expansions. And these are the mercenaries. So this guy, you get a dope Tortle. He's wicked. Look at him. The detail. He's actually awesome. I haven't actually played with these guys yet. But basically in the game, everyone can pick these guys. They're mercenaries. So everyone can bring them. There's no specific like thing for them yet. They might actually bring out a faction for them. But I'm pretty sure he's like a Tortle. I'm assuming he's a fighter. Maybe. We've got another. That's a Durga? Durga, however you say it. Maybe just a regular dwarf, I could be wrong. We don't, yeah, it's all good. We love everybody over here. But yeah, you can see like just the detail of these minis. Super cool. Now, I love this. It's she is a Kensei monk. Kensei's famous for using weapons, and she looks like a little Ronin. Very, very cool. I dig it. I definitely dig it. On the last one, we have a tiny little, I'm assuming this is a halfling or a gnome, one of the two. Oh, get my other hand out of there so it stops. She is, I'm assuming, a cleric. Again, if it did say what their races were and things like that, I didn't really read it. I was like, oh my god, these look awesome. So that is the mercenaries. I'm going to put everything on the screen and show you just the expansions now. Cool. So these are the expansions. They each come with 4 different characters and 4 different block thingies. Yeah. I think it's worth it personally. I'm going to try and put the prices on the screen as I go, just to sort of show what it might cost to buy these individually, because I do think it's worth it. One, you get minis for a board game, and the other, you can use them in D&D and whatever other things you want to use the minis for. So I think the price definitely equals itself out. But now I'm going to show you the 2 other factions, the Red Wizards and the Many Arrows, I think it's called. Yeah, so I'll be back in a second. Alright, so next up is the Many Arrows faction pack. I am going to include the expansion in there because, to be honest, I've mixed them up and they're all in just one box now. So I can't tell the difference, but they're all cool, I promise. Alright, first up, we've got a lizard folk. I'm guessing he's a wizard. He could be a cleric, could be a druid, could be anything. Very, very detailed mini there. Very detailed little lizard folk. Again, unique stuff. Stuff that you're not really going to find. This kind of looks again like a bugbear. So you've got a bugbear, I'm assuming barbarian. Potentially a fighter. Very, very cool. Very, very detailed. We have I'm assuming I guess it's a half orc potentially, or an actual full orc. Got a big old axe, so this could also be a fighter or a barbarian. Very, very cool. I haven't actually had a chance to play with these expansion packs, I've just bought them. So that's why I'm not as familiar. Now I'm pretty sure we've got... Is this guy... He might just be a full-blooded orc. He a slashy guy. Look at him. He big. He strong. His name is... Pumeljax. He's strong. Now we've got a Triton. I'm pretty sure that's a Triton. She's got a trident, so that's a bit on the nose, but... Very cool. I like this one. Yeah. That's the thing, like, a lot of them don't completely stand out for the class that they are. Oh, I can't even tell what you are. This might be a human. Another human rogue. Rolling with some kukris there. Or some kukri. I do like this one. We finally get a little fairy. Up on a little pedestal there. Again, not the easiest minis to find. I keep saying it because it's true. Like, yeah. Maybe where you live. But even online. We've got a little goblin bard. Looks like he's rocking out. Very cool. Very cool. And then we've got a couple more kobolds to finish it up. Is he? Yeah. Maybe a monk. Maybe a little kobold monk. I know that they do try to have unique races and, you know, in here with maybe different kind of classes. This could potentially be a druid. Another little kobold there. Super cool. So that was the Many Arrows faction set there. Alright, now on to my absolute favorite group of minis. Absolute favorite group of minis. Look, right off the jump, you get a really cool Harengon wizard, sorcerer, anything, right? Looks so cool. The detail, and it's a Harengon. How often do you see Harengons? Unlike this one, you know, we got another dwarf. It looks like it could be another Durga, maybe a dark dwarf, something like that. Very cool detail. Very nice, very nice. And then we start getting into some of the cool effects of the Red Wizards. Right? I'm pretty sure, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is this a warlock? He could be a warlock. Either way, he looks sick. Just the fact that you've got the spectral hand coming up just looks amazing. Right? We've got Scroll Dude. Look, I want to show you just the detail if you can see. It's actually got like the writing on the inside of the scroll. Look at the like just look at that on his robe or cape. Just the level of detail on these things are just insane. Super cool. This was probably a deep gnome, I'm hoping, but again, they're very cool. Or it could actually be an arcane trickster rogue, to be honest, because it does have like a mage hand pickpocketing. So, super cool. I love that. She looks badass. Super badass. I love it. Just the detail on everything. I'm assuming she's an elf. You kind of can't really tell because her hair's in the way. And again, like, it gives them names, but yeah, you can't really tell. And that's a good thing though, because you're not pigeonholed into I have to play a specific race or class to use this mini. You could just pick it and say this is what my character looks like. So I think the lizard folk really look awesome. Like, check this guy out. It's super dope. Oops, sorry. I got too excited by the mini, I forgot to make sure that it was actually in the camera shot. Just the detail. Oh man, I really want to play. I really want to play these. Oh, I'm gonna have to go upstairs. Tell my fiance we're playing. We're playing right away. Look at the tiefling. She's got like a little wolf shadow coming out. Just the level of detail is insane to me. Definitely worth a buy for like to be honest. Definitely worth a buy, especially these faction packs. Even if you're not interested in playing the game, like I'll try and put the money on screen. Nice little like human elf. I think it's a human warlock mage wizard. Yep. And then the final mini. This one cracks me up because she kind of looks a little bit like Michael Jackson. Or is it a dude? No, I think it could be she could be female. I can't tell. Either way, face kind of looks like Michael Jackson. Alright, I'm going to put them all on the screen and show you next to each other. See you in a second. Alright, so we've got the mini arrows and we've got the red wizards. They're just so cool. The level of detail on these is insane. I would highly recommend getting some. Even if you don't want to play the game, the amount of like quality you get and variation you get compared to just the price is just nuts to me. And so I am going to try and put them on the screen. But yeah, cool. I'll wrap up in a second. Alright, well there you have it. That was all of the minis so far that you can get from Onslaught and its expansions and faction packs. I'm blown away with the level of quality and the value for money. Now, if you play Dungeons and Dragons and you only want to buy these for the minis, I still think you're going to get your money's worth out of them just because of the variation, the quality, the painting, all of that. If you want it for the board game, it's an incredible board game. Super fun. There's different scenarios. They released scenario packs. They've just, yeah, it's a fantastic board game, if a little bit on the more pricey side, but after you've seen that quality of stuff, I'm sure you would agree that it's worth it. Now, if you love the board games and the Dungeons and Dragons, it's practically a steal. So for me, it's an insane bargain because I get to use it for Dungeons and Dragons, and I also get to use it as a board game. So it's essentially like cutting the cost in half because I would spend probably somewhere around that money on both of them. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Tell me what your favorite faction was, your favorite mini. If you've done this, just leave a comment. I just love conversing with you guys. Like the video, subscribe. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, peace, all that good stuff. Laters.